because it's hard to judge. We're not here to judge. So it's like the problem is in the homeless world, there's people who are exploiting the system, and there are genuine people who need help, even though everyone needs genuine compassion or love. Sitting in God's waiting. I think that's probably the hardest thing for people to get when they're depressed and shit. But man, maybe you just need to chill the fuck out until it's time. When is it time? I don't know. I'll let you know.
On the work that I do, I write affirmations.
Right.
On my work, and I hadn't forgotten about it, but it came into remembrance recently about the word patience.
Oh, you forgot.
So I started writing patience again because I was probably thinking about myself.
I don't know where to begin, but we've been talking about the power of healing and the use of psilocybin. And we've had some lovely tequila. We had the tears of...
Cheers, mate.
La Llorona. And I guess next time I'm just going to have to keep the bloody phone here so I know what's going on. I thought I would put it away and we just wouldn't. It would be fine. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
This is to healing.
To sharing.
And to sharing. At least we've done that for ourselves. It's a powerful tool. We're going to be impacting a lot of people's lives and already have. And I guess I'll have to use some of the audio for the conversation, but I can't believe this. Technical difficulties, mate. There's a reason. And we were just talking about this. What is this teaching me? What is this teaching me? So things unfold as they will. I don't know, bro. I don't even know what to say. You say something.
Well, I will say that we haven't wasted any time today because...
No, we haven't.
You know, although we've had these technical difficulties, are we having a lovely time?
Absolutely. You got Tears of La Llorona, Rancho de Oro, both extra anejos. You have Il Forno, wonderful pizza, and their antepasta, which is their shark charcuterie board, and they're all full flavor. This was a great reflection of the past in the past year and some time. This was a monumental moment because of how you've been a part of my healing process and the way that you were brought to me and the way that we have remained very good, close brothers from another mother, spiritual brothers, and everything else. It's I gained a brother in this enlightenment, as we will.
I did as well.
Yeah. And it's been quite the journey and quite the experience, and I'm glad we're getting to share and speak on it. We touched on some really heavy, deep thought and philosophy and what life is kind of about, at least through this journey with the use of psychedelics, or specifically psilocybin in physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual healing. We see the work in our interactions with people that are brought to us.
Mm-hmm.
The coincidences, the I don't know, it's an amazing thing. It's all amazing. Even the stories we were sharing earlier. So it's just funny how things happen. So I'll let them unfold, but this is the third
podcast.
This is well, I came once with Dylan. We recorded for an hour and the phone died. And my phone never dies. Like, I never have it that low. And I was like, oh, it's gonna be all right. And it didn't save that part. The second time I came by myself and the microphone was recording from the camera and not here. So I was able to say everything, but just, I'm a perfectionist. And the third time, the auto director of flipping the cameras was off and the camera was only on you the whole time, which is fine, but
We're both having a conversation here.
Yeah, like, well, yeah, they're gonna look at, oh, bloody hell, he's handsome, isn't he? But we're in this beautiful place. We got a new location, and maybe we'll just have to do this again.
I don't mind.
Bloody hell, all this lovely food and
I will schedule time for it, especially if we're going to be enjoying our time like this.
Well, this is part of the deal. So the show is about food, beverage, and everyday life. And that's the bottom line, being honest, true honesty, not a facade over saying things just to make it seem appropriate or feel better. Like, true honesty requires honesty, and most people won't do that. Oh, we can't say that. Oh, we can't do it. And that's why I am the way I am. If I can't just be my bloody self, then who the fuck am I kidding? And it can be powerful, even with the use of God and warrior Christ and Christ's teachings and unconditional love, empathy, compassion, gratitude, joy, forgiveness. Like, these are all powerful tools that we visited over the past I don't know how many months it is. It's been a lot now. I don't save Erica's anniversary date. I don't visit it like that. But it randomly came to me full circle last week when I was reopening the hot box with the food truck, and then it was raining outside, and it was 5:55 in the morning, and I was having a laugh in the rain, and then I look at the date, and I was like, oh shit, like, I guess now I know, because it doesn't always resonate, It was just kind of a full circle moment. So turning tragic moments and things that affect us deeply and turning them into blessings is a gift in its own. It's a challenge. The journey of healing through psilocybin has been amazing, bro. And the way that it's been helping other people too. And we just continue on this thing. Don't let me ramble. But what do you enjoy most about what you do?
There's so many aspects about it, but seeing the change in other people's lives is more than I could ever have hoped for.
Have you seen any change in mine?
Yes, I have. When I first met you, I'm not going to say you were a broken man, but
right,
you were on the brink. They could have gone either way.
Mm-hmm.
You had the darkness pulling you to one side, and then you had God's grace pulling you to the other, and it was all about it was all about making a decision on how you were going to deal with the situation that you were, presented with.
Had a choice to make.
You had a choice to make, and thank God for good friends, right?
Amen.
Angie was there for you. She'd known you for a number of years before you and I had ever met.
Yeah, you showed up. Now they've been knowing me.
And I'd known her for a number of years, and her and I don't communicate regularly either,
right,
but we do have each other's contact information. And so, she reached out to me, and she didn't fully explain your situation, but she knew that it was something that you needed help immediately.
Yeah, when I called you, I asked, I know you said you heard the pain in my voice, and that always resonates with me. And then you had also told me another time later there was somebody that you weren't able to get to in time, and I felt like
yes, there was one person,
and that hurts, like, because I feel the same with some people, and something has happened recently with a friend, and we don't realize the impact it has on others. And even in my own selfishness, it's not that I don't know people care. It's not that I don't know I have a son. It's not that I don't know I have family. It's when people want to give up, I get it. But it's It's tough, man. It's tough. And I empathize towards that, but at the same time, that warrior within me is like, man, get up, fight another day. Like I try to drink myself into the ground, and I'm built stronger than that, mate. So, like it wasn't ever going to happen. I never had a chance. I just woke up with, I didn't even get a headache. I didn't even have a headache.
You were wrestling with the devil all night
Oh,
long.
yeah, bro. Oh, man, my baby mama, I called her, hey, man. She'd come over to looked at me like, damn, boy, like, fuck's wrong with you? I was like, I'm going to be all right. And just can't remember what I'd asked her or needed, but that's what family does for each other.
Yes.
And that's why every breakup doesn't have to be so intense and like never fucking talk to you again. If you're able to get mature, things can be fine. My son, I always felt he's old enough, he's going to be fine. Like it wasn't those deep thoughts and those dark places. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I just know what it's like to be there. I know I've seen other people there. I've talked people out of those situations. I've put myself in those situations, maybe just to empathize. I don't know. But I've also regained a new strength in ways that I had before, but just weren't around in that season.
Touching on that subject of, having regret for not being there for somebody, you brought into my remembrance the fact that I did lose not anybody really close to me, but it was a distant family member through my ex-wife, who we'll just leave the names out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
do you want some of this?
Oh, you go ahead, sir. But I will have more of that tequila,
Absolutely.
if you don't mind. And I never really I was so busy with my life and everything that was going on in that relationship at the time that, when my ex-brother-in-law, reached out to me, I blew him off. I was too busy. I was too busy for him, and he just wanted to. I believe he just wanted to talk, and have a drink, have a margarita at Chacho's, and talk about what was going on in his life. But because I chose to be too busy, about a week later, I found out that he took his own life. And because I missed that opportunity to help him in whatever way I could at the time. At that time, I didn't even have the idea of making time for others. Making time for others. Because I was so wrapped up in my own world that was my world.
I understand that. I was that way the other day. The opposite. I was, I knew I had things to do for the business. I was like, because I always say it's not about how productive you can be in a day, it's how present you can be.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to be in that just productive.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. I used to be just productive. Like, let's just go, go, go. And then you forget how to spend time with others. So I spent time on the phone with phone calls, a couple family members, or a friend. And I was like, no, just chill. Like, take the time, chill, put the energy into the relationship and the conversation and allow that to flow. And don't worry, the other things will get done as they need to get done.
Yes.
And it worked out that way. And thank God. And then like days like today, like I was going to drive here and, I-10 has all that construction and stuff.
Mm.
So at any given time, there could be a fucking massive pile up, bloody car breakdown, pull over, whatever. Anything. And it was like that, but it said stay on the access road. I was like, oh shit, am I gonna get through it? And I did. I actually got to bypass it and be here on time. I was like, oh man, this worked out cool. But yeah, it's about finding time and utilizing it correctly. And I still mess up on occasion. I definitely do. Sometimes I'm too harsh or too outspoken sometimes, and I have to reel it back in. Calm down, James. Or I try not to be too opinionated or too vocal, but like we say, words are powerful. But sometimes I feel people need it. There's a harshness about me that I give, and I'm trying to understand it better.
I feel that it's appropriate as long as it's coming from a place of love, not.
It's intent, yeah. It's the right intent. It comes from love, but it still can be too much for people. And I'm trying to understand that better. But that was just how we grew up, right? We spoke about it earlier about the school of hard knocks, the suck it up buttercup, the get over it, don't show emotion. Men don't speak to each other with emotion like that. Like, now we're in a new age, new things, and things are changing, but it doesn't make it fully right, and we need to adapt. Yes. So we are sharing, and we are being open, and we are spiritual beings enjoying a human experience, and we are understanding more about that and connectedness and empathizing and compassion and forgiveness we spoke about. Like,
I'm glad you mentioned empathy because, on my spiritual path, what I'm walking right now, I feel it's important for us to focus on empathy, because how can we care for others? What can we do to allow ourselves to be open to excuse my language, but giving a shit about the guy on the corner? Like, that happened to me today. I was too busy in my own mind to stop and roll down my window and to even acknowledge. I'm confessing this right now.
When did you realize that, though?
On my way over here.
Oh, it came back to you.
Well, I was on my way over here today, and you mentioned empathy. I got convicted in my spirit because I was more concerned about my destination and getting here on time than taking 30 seconds to roll down the window, look a person in the eye, acknowledge their existence, right?
Absolutely.
Because we try to do that when they're right there at the window.
I don't do that anymore.
I'm working on that, because that's something that, out of all the things in a day that could cause me to feel, bad about myself, that's one thing that I know I got to work on, because it happened to me not once but twice today, but the second time was on my way over here. So
wow,
I need to retrain myself, because there was a time where I would actually pull over at a gas station and go get food and water for an individual and have it with me, so that way when I would come across a situation like that, I had something to share with them other than money.
True. I'll do stuff like that all the time.
But going back to empathy, that's, I didn't mean to go off on that in that direction, but I had to.
No, but you found a situation
to you, cool, and whoever's hearing this, that it's okay to convict yourself of these things, and I'm grateful that you brought that up, because tomorrow I'll have another opportunity to behave differently. It's already too late It's already the nighttime. Day has passed. But tomorrow, I'm going to encounter that situation again. But my reaction is going to be different. Coming from a place of love.
Yeah, I try and step into other people's shoes. I've stepped more into allowing situations to happen, like especially with homeless, because it's hard to judge. We're not here to judge. So it's like the problem is in the homeless world, there's people who are exploiting the system, and there are genuine people who need help, even though everyone needs genuine compassion or love. But it's costing the country or the state, billions of dollars and trying to support it. And I know plenty of people, and there's more good than bad, and I know plenty of people who want to help homeless situation. As we read comments online and everything else, shit, I had a guy, he was just happy. I got down on one knee and prayed for him and prayed with him.
I remember the story.
And man, that dude, he damn near started crying. And it's like, man, that's all I needed. I was like, man, God bless you, brother. Like, I'm here humble with you. I go through struggles too. I know I don't have the same struggles as you right now, but I'm still fighting a good fight.
Yes. And
know that someone is thinking of you and has compassion and empathy for you. Do you need anything? And normally this dude, man, all he wanted was a prayer. I still gave him a few dollars after I went in the store, because I was on my way in, and the way out, just get a little something, like it was like $5-10, just, hey man, God bless you, brother. Like,
do right by it.
Yeah. And I didn't feel any different. I had a guy tell me the other day, he was impressed by the way I shook his hand. Well, thank you. I probably owe that to people who raised me, but also by the power of how I shook his hand, to let him know that I was giving him my undivided and full attention, even though he was coming up to ask for money.
Yes.
Because it wasn't about that. And then we continued on when I asked him his name, and the conversation of what we had shared for a minute. We understood a little more about each other. It was the same thing. And just know I go through struggles too, brother,
Yes.
And it was, I try and find ways to be humble in those situations, because they are impactful when it's genuine and authentic. It's not just a procedure, like you're saying, like the procedure of pulling up to a light, seeing somebody, rolling down the window, giving them a few dollars, whatever it may be. I try and give my waters and my things that I have, snacks, shit. What do I got now?
Mm-hmm.
Hungry? Yeah, here, man. Come on.
This is a little bit off topic, and it may be a little bit, in the gray area.
Nothing's off topic.
What about handing out capsules of psilocybin to people? And
damn, what I mean,
I wonder if it would.
I mean, I think the problem. No, because the problem is you got to have intent going in with the medicine.
Yeah, you have to sit with them. You need to explain things.
Yeah,
that's correct.
Now, a psilocybin, like if you had a mobile psilocybin truck where they could go in and have a session, that'd be pretty dope.
Yeah.
Hey, get in, bro.
Get in, bro. Drop them off.
Yeah.
With a big smile.
Yeah, we may have to do another one. I don't know how we revisit all that. It's just hard because it was such a profound experience. Very impactful, monumental moment in my life, from the loss, turning the loss into a blessing, giving all the details, the experience of the macro doses. I had a few there. The heroic dose I did, 5 grams of Enigma, right?
Yeah, the 5 grams of Enigma.
Bloody hell,
I was
man.
on the phone with you for hours.
Bro, I was going back and forth. I was spit my whole family ancestry. You're a great warrior, James.
Was that your uncle talking to you, or who was it?
No, I don't know. It was just, I don't know. But it's crazy when you think of like all these things. We talked about Hans Wilhelm and his perception on the universe and things, and how he includes Christ in that. You notice that? And he includes scripture.
He does.
And the other people who have written these books, they're very interesting. Like the whole theology of it. And I would tell anyone go look at his videos, because it did a lot for me in my crisis of faith. When I needed to reestablish a foundation and what I believed in, what the fuck was going on. We talked about the ego, feeding the ego, and even needing an answer. Like when you want answers for things, you're just, that's your ego.
Mm-hmm.
Ego death, trying to kill that thing so you can live more fully. So you can ask questions like, what is this teaching me? Mm-hmm. So you can be more present and aware. We've touched on topics of the research and the use of psychedelics and psilocybin in communities and research projects. We've talked about how it's being implemented in Seattle, in Oregon, in the state of Oregon. It's decriminalized, and how you have sacrificed things and left a corporate job to come do this thing, man. Like, and as a calling.
God told me, if not now, when?
Bro, I mean, it's intense.
If not now,
when
are you going to be ready? You're never ready.
And I'm a student in the way that it was brought together. Mm-hmm. And then the healing process, and then the education, then the University of James, and then sitting in God's waiting room. Sitting in God's waiting room. I think that's probably the hardest thing for people to get when they're depressed and shit. It's like, man, maybe you just need to chill the fuck out until it's time. When is it time? I don't know. They'll let you know. Why? Because things will unfold. When I give into the faith. What is faith? My trust in knowing that it's going to happen. If you don't believe in the faith and the trust, it will not unfold.
I believe that.
That's how it works. Then there's karma, karmic debt, cause and effect, meaning your intent and what you put into things and what comes back. That's unfolded for me my whole life, regardless of my belief or my faith.
It's a reality.
It's a reality.
I would say
that's why they talk about manifestation in a way. See, I don't have any greed or love for money. So maybe that's why I don't have a lot of it.
Well, what you do have is more than people with a lot of wealth. You have peace. And
yeah,
let's just say that you're working every single day to fulfill that peace.
Yeah, I've reached. There was a time last year I reached a sense of peace and understanding what joy is over happiness. And there's a deeper understanding when you have joy. I don't have joy yet.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having wealth.
No, there isn't. But it's about the appreciation and the understanding of it. There's also a personal acknowledgement of personal growth and advancement for the soul and your purpose that supersedes all that shit. Because you can't take nothing with you.
Like where you're at, out there, underneath the stars, at your new abode.
Man, it's been so. I truly believe I was placed there. Me and Bentley.
He's a good boy.
That's a good boy. Arrowhead.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's almost like sacred ground. And it is sacred ground in a way because the history of Seguin. I'm closer to Marion. My son's in Marion. I was placed closer to my son, and the way I found that place was incredible. Like it created itself. And I have I have a deeper understanding of things that I didn't have before, and that was confusing. And the process of healing is very confusing. Can be very messy and dark. But once you get through it, I think It's like you say, it's like the first day you told me, it's like peeling back the layers of an onion. And I've heard so many people say that. I'm like, man, what the fuck does that mean? And then they started peeling back. And then things got better. And the darkness wasn't as dark. The first day you came over, did everything in procedure and ritual in the sense of not black magic or any shit. It was just intent, prayer, and seeking some truth for myself. So that's what I really needed. I really needed some truth and understanding. And the truth that was given to me was that there's a divine connection and that I should lean into it and leave all this shit to God. Quit fucking worrying about it. Live your life. Do the best for yourself you can. Not on the level of self-evolution like we see online, because like we're a fucking robot. I don't like that.
I agree with that. I agree with the way you feel.
I agree there's something about motivational speakers and someone like maybe Tony Robbins or Jay Shetty or what's the new guy, the older dude, Robertson or something. And I like listening to Joe Rogan and his philosophies on shit, and like all that's cool, you know, and I believe in motivation for people, but I also believe in hard fucking tough love. I believe in that David Goggins type shit, like get the fuck out and go do it. Run, motherfucker, run, and then keep running. Like there's something in that too, because you got to find a level of peace. There's something in breathing that is like meditation or yoga, like when you're running, like in through the nose, out through the mouth. They tell you that, but I never used to breathe like that. Once I did that, things started happening. The cold showers, the mental battle that I could beat with that. It took me about a week, and realizing it's a mental challenge. Turn the water on and you prepare yourself before that. See, what happens in deep breathing is the body reaches a level of alkalinity, and that does more. It enables you to work out harder or stronger or run further. It enables you to overcome a virus when it's injected in you. That's what Wim Hof did, proved it. Like, wow. So there's things that are more profound and impactful in our lives in that way, like that can happen through practice. Just like yoga or Eastern medicine techniques or theologies, South American and or Native American all have very similar things, and this is sacred medicine. That respect needs to be understood. Mainly why a lot of people or maybe activists who want to promote the shroom boom and make money and it helps. Yeah, let's make money. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. The naturalists want to protect the medicine, as they should, because it's important. We go in with the right intent, respect, and things, and it also allows us to protect ourselves from dark forces, because they exist.
Yes, they do.
They exist. We're all fallen angels on some level trying to get back to heaven. And when we understand that, the more we learn about the attributes of heaven, the better we off in our advancement in getting there. Regardless of your sin, regardless of what you do, you're still going to go. I don't know how hell works or something in between, but I feel like everyone that's here's gotten here to get there, and I feel like God's not leaving his children behind, and God's put 8 billion people here, most ever.
He wishes that no one perishes.
Yeah, like,
that's
what I'm saying. So the fight is a spiritual battle. World War III is a spiritual battle. It's already been happening. Everything's unfolding as it should. But when you can use tools in the sense of not necessarily all psychedelics, even though they have their own benefits, some, or they all have their own benefits, but in this sense, psilocybin has a specific purpose and placed into people's lives like myself for specific reasons under specific circumstances. And it's all about the power of healing. If we are to be a new earth, there's a certain amount of people who are being asked to awaken, be enlightened, and or connect, because the connectedness as a whole is hard to do. So the ones that can heal are the start. This is a process that's going to take time. This isn't something that is overnight. And it's not a miracle drug. It's not an addictive drug. It's only an openness and an awareness to a divine connection and the work you need to do within in order to go further.
I agree.
That's what it's proven to us, right?
It's given me a whole new lease on life. You know, waking up each day, and as a mycologist, as a cultivator, you know, as the one that's bringing this medicine to the people that need it. The first thought in my mind each morning is, get up, you have work to do, you know, and go to it with gladness, not with hesitation.
Yeah.
And it, you know, having that, you know, that motivation from within and also from without, from God, you know, opening up my eyes in the morning, giving me the strength to put my feet on the floor, to get up and to work towards this cause. It's changed my life, man. And you know, I'm so grateful that, you know, that you've had the opportunity to explore that option of healing, which I feel is our human right to heal. It's our human right. And no one should be denied that right.
That's an interesting question. Because if we all were fallen angels, we would all deserve the right.
It is our right to be well.
It's possible that the interference from the dark entities or the low vibrational entities,
Archons,
or even alien, whatever it is defined as, there's interference. But there's also protection. Psilocybin is probably one of the first things on earth. Like, that is how sacred it is. The things it does within our chemical construct, the things it does within our brain, what's the word you call it? The rebuilding of the cell.
neurogenesis.
The neurogenesis. I know firsthand, bro. It's worked wonders for me, but I'm also probably a little more advanced than the next. I don't think of that as I don't separate it. It's inclusive for even someone I that's, you know, if there's levels, and it's all the same spectrum.
Right.
Especially if
it's going to carry out a design function.
Yeah.
And what you do with that information.
But it's about paying attention.
Yeah.
Right.
And also about application. And
then,
after you've received the information, like, most people are like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
That was me.
And once you've, you know, had that experience and you're given, nothing is revealed all at once.
No, and we want it to be. We want it to be like Google. Give me the fucking answer right now.
I want it all.
I want it all. Yeah, it's kind of like that. And I think as we lean into faith and we let things unfold, we really start seeing what patience is. We actually see it. And And
You
then
know,
good things
that's
happen.
actually one of the words that I've been including uh, on the work that I do. I write affirmations
Right.
on my work, and I hadn't forgotten about it, but it came into remembrance recently about the word patience.
Oh, you
And
forgot
so I
it for
started writing patience again because I was probably thinking about myself and things that I'm going through. So I said, oh, well, maybe,
Yeah.
I'm going to write patience and because I'm working on that, and you never know who might need that.
I'll give you a good humbling experience. We'll do this. I didn't know if I wanted to, but so last week we were speaking man to man about overcoming anger.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe there's things that are happening for me and you, like at our age, because it's like not a midlife crisis, even though it could possibly be labeled as one, but a midlife recognition and growth as a middle-aged, not middle-aged, are we middle-aged?
I feel pretty good. I got a little
But you know what I'm
I
saying?
got a little bit of aches and pains, but I
But I don't know if
feel-
middle age is older. I'm just saying we're at that age where right before 50 where it's real, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so maybe these recognitions that's what happens at our age. Because even my buddy Dylan was saying something about 40, and I was like, dude, 40? Like that's
40 is a new 30.
But I was like, maybe that's just the appropriate age and where you're learning something like that. Like there's no fucking
agree.
way I would have learned about my anger in 20s and 30s.
Oh, no way. It would have been unbridled.
Yeah. It just, no. But now I'm like, oh, I got better control on it, even in the last number of years. Even though people will say, oh, you're an asshole. I can't believe you're talking to me like that. And I'm like, I can't believe you're invading my way of thinking or my foundation like that. What I'm fighting for is the foundation that I've set that's strong and built into those attributes of heaven. And you're just fucking coming at me all wrong. What do you expect? So fuck off. It may come off harsh and rude and things, but hey, that's tough love.
Is that the British way?
I think so, mate. Sorry, geezer. No, actually, British people are very well profound in the sense of let's have a conversation about the same thing for 10 minutes. Can I have a word with you? Oh, for fuck's sake. Here we go, mate. And they'll speak about it and repeat each other over and over again.